Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video we are going to be looking at half-life of a radioactive material. So without further ado, let's get started. So before we look at what half-life of a radioactive material is, we need to know what a radioactive material is and then what radioactivity is before we enter half-life. So what is a radioactive element? Simply put, a radioactive element is an element with what? An unstable nuclei. Okay, so this nuclei is unstable, so with time it tends to disintegrate, okay, into other nuclei. Okay, now their disintegration is often accompanied by what? The emission of radiations and energy. So these elements, they are not stable. So if you have if you put, let's say, 1 gram of that material down, okay, with time you could see that the material will no longer be 1 gram again. It will begin to decrease in size, and then before you realize, at a point in time, you will no longer see your radioactive substance again. Okay, so for us to know how long, or the lifespan of that radioactive element, we need to know its half-life. Okay, the time it will take for half of it to decay, so that we can be able to know the full lifespan of that radioactive material. So simply put, radioactivity is therefore what? The process whereby a nucleus changes or disintegrates into another nucleus with the emission of what? Radiation and energy. Now then, what then is half-life? Okay, what we have over here, normally given by what? T half, or sometimes in some literature you see T divided by 2. They are all the same thing. So what is half-life? So half-life is simply the time taken for half the initial amount of a radioactive substance to decay. So let's say we have a radioactive element, we have this, and so we are assuming this is 2 grams. Okay, so we want to know the time it will take for half of it to completely disintegrate. Okay, so that particular time that it will take for us to only have half of the radioactive material left is what we are calling half-life of a radioactive material. Now, for us to be able to successfully calculate the half-life of a radioactive material, there are 2 formulas we normally use for this calculation. The first one is what? 2.303 log n naught over n is equal to what? Kt. And then the second one is what? Half-life is equal to 0.693 divided by K. So now let's now define the terminologies. The n naught we have over here is the initial amount, okay, of the radioactive substance, the initial amount that we have before it begins to decay. Now the n is what? The amount left at any particular time. Okay, so once it has started decaying, the amount left at any particular time is the n. Okay, and then the T over here is the time, okay, for this amount to be for us to have this amount left, and then the K is what we call the decay constant. Okay, now mind you, radioactive elements or radioactivity, these radioactive elements, they are not affected by external conditions like temperature or humidity and all that stuff. So you will not say, like, because of temperature, the amount of substance that you have at a particular time, the temperature will either speed up its decay or delay its decay. No. So the decay constant is a constant, and it is peculiar to a particular element, and it does not change. Now, so the T half over here is the half-life, like I said. So the T half is the half-life, and then the K is the decay constant, as I said earlier on. So with this introduction and then these 2 formulas, let's go ahead and solve some questions on radioactivity. So let's look at the first example. So we have cobalt-60 used as a radioactive source for the treatment of cancer has the half-life of what? 5.27 years. How many milligrams of cobalt-60 will remain after 42.16 years if the initial supply is what? 500 milligrams. Alright, so this is an interesting question. So let's go ahead and see the parameters we have, and then we solve our question. So let's write here solution. So we have cobalt-60 used as a radioactive source for the treatment of cancer has the half-life. So we have T half is equal to what? 5.27 years. And then how many milligrams of cobalt-60 will remain after? So the time T is what? 42.16 years. Okay, if the initial amount N0 is what? 500 milligram. Okay, so they are asking us what to be N. So we don't know N, so let's go ahead. Because we have the half-life over here, we need to find what? The decay constant first before we can be able to find N. So let's go ahead. So we know half-life T half is equal to what? 0.693 divided by the decay constant. So this implies our T half is what? 5.27 years. So if we make K the subject, we are going to get 0.693 divided by what? 5.27. okay, and then if we input this into the calculator, we are going to get the decay constant to be what? 0.1315. so this is our decay constant K. Now let's code the second formula. We have 2.303 log of what? N0 divided by N is equal to what? KT. Now we know what N0 is, we don't know N, we know K, and then we know T, so we can simply just solve. So we have 2.303 log the N0 we have over here is 500 divided by what? N is equal to our K is what? 0.1315, and then the time is what? 42.16. okay, so from there let's go ahead and see what we have. So let me get some space. All right, so 0.13, so 0.1315 multiplied by 42.16 will give us 5.544. so we have 2.303 log 500 over N is equal to what? 5.54404. so we divide all by 2.303. okay, so we have log 500 over N is equal to what? 5.54404 divided by 2.303. so we get 2.40731. okay, so we now find the log inverse of this. So we have 500 over N is equal to what? Log inverse of this, so we have log inverse of answer, then that will give us what? 255.45. okay, so we just make N the subject from here. So let me get some space. All right, so if we make N the subject, we are going to get 500 divided by what? 255.45. so if we input this into the calculator, we have 500 divided by 255.45. so our answer, okay, is 1.957 milligram. okay, so it means after the time of what? 42 years, 42.16 years, the amount that will be left of what? Cobalt-60 is 1.957 milligrams out of the 500 milligram that we initially had when the time was what? 0. So let's look at another example. So example number 2, it say fluorine is found to undergo 10% radioactive decay in what? 366 minutes. What is its half-life? So let's go ahead and see. So we have solution. Now they said fluorine has undergo 10% radioactive decay. So it implies if the initial amount is what 100, okay, then the amount that is left right now, okay, will be what will be 100, okay. That is our n will be equal to what 100 minus, because we've lost 10% of it, so it will be what 10 divided by 100 times 100, okay. So this is simply just 10. So we will have our n, okay, that is the amount left at the moment, to be what, to be 90. So we have the time is what 366 minutes, okay. So with this, let's go ahead. So we have 2.303 log n naught over n is equal to what, kt. So from here we have 2.303 log, our n naught is 100, our n, the amount that is left after the 10% decay, is 90, is equal to our k, we don't know, but then our t we know is what, 366. So it's 66. All right, so let's go ahead. So we have 2.303 log the ratio of what, 100 to 90, and this is giving us 0.10538 is equal to what, 366k. So our decay constant will be what, 0.10538 divided by what, 366, and this is giving us what, 2.879 times 10 raised to the power minus 4. So that is our decay constant for fluorine. Now with that decay constant being known, you can go on ahead and say what, its half-life is equal to what, 0.693 divided by what, k. So our half-life, which we are asked to find in this particular case, is what, 0.693 divided by what, 2.879 times 10 raised to the power minus 4. And then if we input this into the calculator, we are going to have a 0.693 divided by 2.879 times 10 raised to the power minus 4. So this is giving us yes, so this is 2406.25 minutes, okay. So this is the half-life of fluorine for this particular example. Let's have a look at one final question. Okay, so we have sodium 24 was found to decay from what, 730 milligram to 232 milligram within the period of what, 25 hours. Find the half-life. So we have solution, sorry about that. We have solution. So we have the initial amount of sodium 24 is what, 730 milligram. So the amount that is left is now what, this, we have 232 milligram, and then the time that it has taken for that to happen, let me properly write this. So the time is what, 25 hours. So we have to find what, the half-life. So straight from here you can write what, 2.303 log n naught. We know the n naught is what, 730 divided by 232 is equal to what, k. Then the time is what, 25 over here. So we input this into the calculator and see what you're going to get. So we have 2.303 log of the ratio 730 divided by 232, sorry. So this will give us 1.1465. So we have 1.1465 is equal to what, 25k. So our decay constant k is equal to what we have over here divided by 25, and this will give us what, 0.04 as our decay constant. So from here we can go on ahead and find the half-life. So T half is equal to what? 0.693 divided by the decay constant. So our half-life is what? 0.693 divided by the decay constant, which is 0.0 okay, so 0.0459. okay, so if we input this into the calculator, you have 0.693 divided by 0.0459, okay, divided by 0.0459. all right, so we have our answer to be 15. So our half-life T half is what? 15.009, and then the time we are giving over here is in hours. So the half-life is what? 15.09 hours. So which means the amount at the time that it will take for half the sodium 24 to decay, okay, to half the initial amount, okay, is 15.09 hours. So it means if you have 1 gram of sodium 24 and you place it down, after 15 hours, if you come back, you should have what? 0.5 grams left. Okay, so if you multiply this by 2, so you are going to get 30 point let's say 18 as the total number of time or hours that it will take for sodium 24 to completely decay. So if you have sodium 24, you place it down. For this particular example, after 30 hours, you should not see any amount of sodium 24 left. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video helps you to learn something new. And if you are new to my science tutorials, kindly consider subscribing. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.